This is a page live stream test. We're checking to make sure the video is not choppy. The video appearance is not choppy. I see we have one person on with us right now. If anybody could log into the chat, let us know if the video appears to be choppy at all, how the audio sounds. This has come about because we have run a dedicated line to our office instead of trying to use Wi-Fi, and we're trying to get to the bottom of how it looks and sounds with the new direct cable. So anybody who could just drop us some hints in the chat, that would be great. I would appreciate that. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, looks like we're not. It looks like we're. Oh, I don't know if we're live on YouTube yet. It appears we are. So let's give this a try and see see how this is looking. We're going to go to Facebook now, and we're going to go to our channel, and we're going to share this out, and we're going to share it to the page group, and test of live stream video quality taking place. Please join us and provide feedback. There we go. So we've got one up and running, and we're going to have another one here, and that's going to be a group. We're going to go to the barter group, and we're going to live stream tech check underway. Please let us know how we are looking and sounding. We're going to share this one out to another Facebook source. And we're going to see how that is. And then finally, we're going to share it to Concoction. All right, there we go. Now we're back. All right, so Amanda says it looks good. Who is in Toxic Lavi? Who is that, Mark Lister? Time for Grease Cheerios. I don't know what that means, but how does the video quality look to everybody? Am I choppy? Is it moving the way it should? That's very important to get some answer. Oh, okay, I see. So that's you on YouTube. So Amanda says everything looks good. All right. Anybody else out there? I see we have 8 people watching, a bunch on YouTube. Grease Cheerios means it looks good. Okay, very good. We've got a bunch of people on YouTube, on Facebook watching us. So how's it looking in Facebook land? I guess Mark Lister's there. Amanda's on Facebook. So looks pretty good. We dug a 250-foot long trench today. We drilled a lot of holes. We ran a hardwire CAD 6 line out to the page office. which is separate from the house. It's a small building that we built. And, we thought Wi-Fi was going to handle everything, and it generally does, except for the streaming video quality was not the best. So that's why we're trying to get that squared away. The audio was always fine, but the video was an issue, and I was freezing up, and people weren't really seeing me. So we're trying to get this squared away. Is there anybody else out there, who can shoot us a little note about how we're looking? Looks like not many people watching us on YouTube tonight for whatever reason. Normally that's the dominant one, but that's okay. We'll get that squared away. Let's see, YouTube. We're going to go there ourselves and see how that's looking. Let's see, there's Ron. We're going to go view our channel. Says that is live. So how's that looking? All right, everybody. Anybody else who can shoot me some information about how we're looking? That would be wonderful if we could. We are up to 608 subscribers, which is great. Really appreciate that. Thank you to Mark Lister for the feedback. We appreciate your feedback there. I still don't know what Grease Cheerios means. What's that mean? But let's go to Google. That'll tell us what Grease Cheerios means. There's no single established idiom for Grease Cheerios. Instead, the results are two distinct, unrelated topics. So, all right. Well, I guess. All right. Anybody else out there watching? We're just looking for a few more bits of feedback from people on both YouTube and Facebook. All right. Anybody else out there? Give me a little feedback. Help us out here a little bit. So, anybody else? Let's take a look here. Let's go to Facebook and see if we can get a little help on Facebook for some people. And see if we can get some more video feedback here. That's what we're on here doing tonight. And we're going to do a quick at everyone. Try to. All right. All right. We're still testing. Looks like the video quality is good, but I can't really tell. Because I am watching it, but on Facebook it looks good. Uh-oh. Can anybody give me a little more feedback? Just looking for a couple more bits of feedback in the chat about the video quality, how we're looking. We've run a new internet line out to the. We've run a new internet line to try to solve some streaming issues with video we were having. We would really like to get a little more feedback about how the video feed looks and sounds. Love the orange hat you were wearing. Video quality looks pretty good. Voice is cutting out a bit. Interesting. Is anybody else experiencing that? Because we haven't had any audio problems in the past. So I'm going to be interested to hear how that's what everybody else says of this. Quality of the video looks good. Thank you, Jeffrey. Voice is better now. Might have been a microphone issue. I was asked what this shirt is. This is from the Orc's Nest game shop in London. That's their branding, and it's a very cool but very small store in London that's been there for years. Even if you haven't been to London and been to the Orc's Nest, you may very well know the Orc's Nest because it was heavily advertised in Dragon Magazine back in the day. And, every Dragon Magazine had an Orc's Nest ad in it, and it had this little orc guy there. So, little bit of my inner nerd coming out for that. So I'm getting a bubble sound. I don't know what that means, Tim. What do you mean a bubble sound? Bubble sound. Anybody with any more feedback? Would appreciate the feedback. I don't know what a bubble sound is. Does it mean it sounds like I'm underwater? What's that mean? Oh, now Tim says it sounds better. That's good. All right. So audio is sounding good. Video, any choppiness? Hey, Elijah, how you doing, my brother from another mother there? Audio issues seem good now. Did you hear that Chuck Norris died? The only thing that's tougher than Chuck Norris is zombie Chuck Norris. That's a confirmed fact. Confirmed fact. Zombie Chuck Norris. Hey, did everybody hear that Henry Winkler was arrested recently? Did everybody hear this? Henry Winkler from Happy Days. He was arrested for some financial misgivings. Apparently, he was leading a Fonzie scheme. That's right, folks, a Fonzie scheme. Little voice chop. That's interesting. Wonder why I'm getting voice chop. That is unexpected. Are other people experiencing some voice chop? I see. There's no groan emoji. I see Meg O'Malley's with us. I saw Meg in person today. Lame joke. Not lame joke. Fonzie scheme. Fonzie scheme. Definitely has not jumped the shark yet. I'll get a little. David Musgrave says he hears no chop. How about Karate Kick? Do you hear any Karate Kick? All right. All right. I will field limited questions about Page and Concoction. If anybody has any questions they would like to ask, I'll be happy to answer questions about Page and Concoction, since you've been so kind enough to help out and give us feedback. Does anybody have any questions about Page or Concoction? Or maybe I could make this and ask me anything. You can ask Ron anything. Wait, go ahead, shoot some stuff at me. I see what you did there. There you go. No, I keep going back to the video that no chops, no bubbles, only the distant groans of zombie Chuck Norris. Excellent. Well, things are going good. I'm a little tired. We had to dig a 250-foot trench. We had to drill out of the house. We had to drill through a floor in the house. I had to put a new through block conduit from the basement. Then we had to run a wire through the trench out here to the office, and then get the lines all set up and all this, because we want to give you guys the best quality video we can every Friday night. David's asking for vendor tables. Do most of them have access to power? Yes, most of them will have access to power. If not, we can move some stuff around to make sure you have access to power. Especially at Page. There's power everywhere at Page. The new convention center, I'm not quite as familiar with it, but we'll make sure you have power. We're not going to charge anything extra to get power over to some areas. And Tim, yeah, it seems to be going good. Looks good, sounds great. That's awesome. I have to fly to Las Vegas tomorrow for my real job. And it's not a fun trip to Las Vegas, but I'm flying there, and I'm going to be there for a quick trip. Fly in, get there tomorrow afternoon, Las Vegas time. Get on a plane Tuesday night and take the red eye back to Philadelphia. Teaching some classes out there for my regular job, and kind of looking forward to it. I mean, I'm not a big travel person, so anytime I have to travel, especially in unsure travel conditions with the security issues with what's going on with the government shutdown and DHS not having everybody on staff, means some of the security lines are shut down. I am TSA pre-checked, but I'm not sure what to expect when I get to the airport. I am going to get there earlier than I normally would to try to get through and get on my flight. I'm on a full flight tomorrow. I'm stuck in a middle seat, like midway through the plane. It's also usually not my preference. Neil says, try to go to a game store. I've been to some game stores out there. They're not as good as they used to be back in the 90s in Vegas, but I'm not sure I'm going to have a lot of time this time. I fly in. There's a reception at our international training center tomorrow night. So the food's good. So I'm going to go to that. Then I'm going to get some sleep. And then the next day I get up and I give my presentation during the day. And then I wait to fly out at 11 o'clock Las Vegas time, because that was the only flight I could get back without staying an extra night. And I don't want to stay an extra night. So we're doing our best. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Any more feedback on how the video is looking? Any more feedback on how the video is looking? Any more feedback? Last call for feedback. Last call for questions. I appreciate everybody trying to help us out with the by logging in. I don't see any hiccups, sound or video. Thank you, David. I appreciate this. Meg O'Malley says, I like Little Shop of Magic in Las Vegas. Oh, yeah. Do they sell a lot of gaming stuff there, Meg? Video looks good. No choppiness, moving around, hocus pocus. I had a good day yesterday. I got to play Conan the RPG, which is one of my new favorite RPGs that are out there. Got to play that in my home campaign. That was a lot of fun. Does anybody else see that little bit of flashing? Looks like there's little flashes of light on the screen. Does anybody else see that or no? Seems like a little screen flicker, I guess. That's what I'm seeing. Maybe it was that light no, it's not that light. No choppiness. I think there's the oldest tabletop store in that area. Okay. I'll go check it out if I can. I don't think I'm going to have time, but I'm in Vegas all the time for work. It's not as exciting as it sounds. I work for the Carpenters Union. We have a full campus there at our training center with hotels. I usually don't leave the campus because I'm old and crotchety and don't like to go out in places where I'm not that familiar with it. But I can take an Uber from one place to another without having to worry about it. Oh, wow. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate that you like the beanie. Were your ears ringing today, Mr. Yoder? Because there was a discussion about you at my house. So maybe your ears were ringing. Thanks, everybody, for giving me the feedback on the flashes. It must just be on my end. Either that or I'm losing my marbles. It could be that. All right. Any other questions while we're continuing through? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run through a few of our little video features that we have here. And hey, you should like and subscribe. See, it says it on the screen. Therefore, it must be true. It says it on the screen to like and subscribe. All right. So I appreciate I'm getting a lot of good feedback here on the quality of the stream. I can tell you that I want to give two shout outs here. Mike DiBenedetto, our tech guy and my good friend, and neighbor, and gamer buddy. Screen just be Urf, be Urf. I don't know, OVYRF. I don't know what that means. The Mike DiBenedetto came over today, and he really took care of this project. And my wife Jen, she was out there on the John Deere digging the trench, and she was hand digging, even though she's got an injured hand from when she broke her hand about 4 weeks ago. But she was out there doing a little digging, filling back in the trenches, things like that. So still have a couple little odds and ends to get done here. We got to fill in some of the holes so we don't get any mice or bugs coming in from the outside. Got a few other things done this weekend. I think some people on the stream know that I'm in the middle of an addition at my house, but I'm also renovating portions of the house. It's an older. It's an older house. It was in pretty bad shape when we bought it. We bought the property for the amount of land and because the price was right. And we finally got around to taking a Sawzall and getting all of the old radiators out, all but one. We're going to get that one later on because it's got too much stuff in front of it in one of our bedrooms. It's used as Jen's office. But that was a pretty big job getting those radiators out of there, and was able to finish the little bit of remaining framing that had to be done in the addition. So that's ready for inspection. That's ready for inspection. So we're moving along, not as fast as Jen would like, but we're moving along. I've been working on organizing the game room, which is usually a cluttered mess, but got some work done on that. I even, in the last hour before it went on, I was even able to base some painted miniatures that I hadn't based yet, and got some flocking down on the bases and things like that. So been a productive weekend. And like I said, I got to play two game sessions yesterday. Conan, the Hyborian Age RPG from Monolith Games, which is an awesome system. And then when that game ended, I packed some stuff up and I ran over to Mr. E's Game World, which is one of our longtime vendors at Page, and they're going to be a Concoction as well. And I ran a demo of Harefoot Jousting. It's halflings jousting on non-traditional mounts such as pigs and cats and dogs and turkeys and geese. And you can imagine they're unreliable mounts, and because they're unreliable, they don't always go the way the rider wants them to go. And we pitted two teams of 3 riders each against one another, and it came down to the final 2 riders, one from each team, until somebody was knocked out and there was only 1 or 2 health points left on the other team's final mountain rider. And it's good. And hey Neil, if you look, I see you bought it. Oh, you bought the Conan game. That's great. That's awesome. It's a nice system. It's a fun system. And yeah, well, Neil, how about this? When I'll get you hooked up at Page. Matt John, the writer of that system, is coming to Page and is going to be running events. We have several Conan surprises for Page. I'm not going to announce them all, but as many people know, we have we have 2 big screen showings of Conan at a movie theater across the street from the convention center on Wednesday night. And then we also have Matt John, but we're going to have some other Conan-related guests at Page, and we'll be announcing them in the days to come, but there's definitely going to be a Conan vibe, a Conan undercurrent at Page this year, which I think's wonderful. What about gnomes and other halflings for mount? Well, I have goblins because there's a rules. The rules include goblins, and they ride things like giant centipedes and cockroaches. And I'm sure you could put gnomes on similar mounts. It is a very fun little system. But Neil, maybe I'll run some. Maybe I'll run some Conan up at ShireCon, or maybe in Open Gaming at Rising Phoenix. Maybe I'll run a Conan game if you're interested. So, yeah. Happy to report that we're close to 380 badges sold for Concoction, which is a lot more than I thought we would have. And we still have a ways to go, but Concoction looks like it's rounding out to be a good little convention. And we had some miniatures events come in today, a bunch of miniatures events, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And Neil, I see you say you can't wait for Page. I can't wait for Page either. And thanks for the feedback, Fuzzy, on the details. We appreciate that. And also, thank you for getting John Harford on your program. He'll actually be on Friday Night Live with us on Friday this week. But John's a good guy. He's somebody I've known for, 35 years. We met each other through gaming, and, the beat goes on. So John's a good guy, has always been a good guy, and what a wonderful human being. And and Neil, I got to tell you, I love your enthusiasm. You're always so enthusiastic, and that I appreciate. That means something, and it makes me want to continue to do well there. And thank you, Brian Keena. I appreciate it. It looks like we have solved our choppiness problems. And Tim Riley, respectable number for a little convention. This is our first, well, it's technically the second year for Concoction. The first one I ran called Concoction was in 1992. So this one's Concoction 2. But we were shooting for about 250. So we're way over our expectations. And we definitely marketed it differently than we market Page, meaning Page we market nationally, not only marketing but advertising. Concoction's strictly been marketed in the Delaware Valley. I mean, some people might see it because they're tied to me or they're tied to Page and they see posts about it through that, but there hasn't been targeted advertising outside the area the way we do with Page. I mean, I can tell you there was a lot of chatter, positive chatter about Page out at GaryCon. My partner in crime there, Phil Wirt, he checked in and said there was a lot of positive talk about it, so that was great. Hey, thanks, Troy Allman. Appreciate that. Chris Clark, thanks for the kudos on the hat. How are you, my friend? And always good to see Chris in the chat or see Chris in person. Chris is one of the the good guys in the gaming industry for sure. And I trust his counsel, and he's given me a lot of good feedback and advice with not only Paige, but with Orange Cat Games and different things. And your wise, sage counsel is appreciated, Chris. Know that. Mark Gaffney is not sure he's going to make it to Concoction. He's got 2 daughters graduating college the week before. Your priorities are all messed up, Mark. That's all I have to say. Priorities are messed up. Ron, I'm planning another video on the upcoming con season and would love to have you on to spread the word about Concoction. Yeah, sure. I'm happy to come on and talk about Concoction. I'll tell you, it's a 40,000 square foot space. The first 2 pages were 32.5. So we're going to have the room. The question is if, in my mind, are we going to have the staff to staff it? Because, a lot of the Page staff is local, but a lot of it comes from around the country. Several Page staffers are from Ohio and Wisconsin and Illinois and Texas. We're not asking those folks to come up and work staff at Concoction. So we're really going to be leaning on our local team to do what they can do. And I'm looking forward to actually running games at Concoction and really being able to have good conversations with people coming through the door. It's not that Page isn't fun, but it's gotten, we had over 3,000 people there this year, and I don't get to talk to everybody. I don't get to spend the time I'd like to spend with the attendees as they come through the door because of the number of people. So Concoction will be a good respite from what Page has become size-wise. Yeah. Thanks, Tim. Yeah. And understand, I am sensitive that you can't constantly be asking for help and volunteers and support over and over and over again. So we have a lot of GMs that come in from outside the area for Page. We're not asking them to come in for Concoction. Not that we don't love them, but we're trying not to put pressure on people who really love Page and, fly in from around the country for that. I don't want them to feel obligated to do the same thing for Concoction, because next thing you know, maybe they're making choices like, oh, I'll just go to Concoction and not Page, and vice versa. And I don't want to put people in a position that are coming from far away to have to make a choice. So, to me, Page or Concoction is a regional convention, and Page draws from all over the country. So that's the way we'd like to keep it. Yes, I was running my butt off there. Chris says it gets easier the more you do. Well, thanks, Chris. That's spoken like someone who's been there and understands it, and I appreciate that. And you could always do remote events. DM is online. Yeah, I you know what? I like playing in person. I like interacting in person. And while I understand that online gaming really took 50 steps forward during COVID, nothing beats being around the game table, with everybody else. and less fun. You were not wrong. Yeah, you get technical difficulties. The maps don't pop up the way you want them. In fact, when my home game group, when we went to virtual, we actually started a new campaign, so we didn't jam up our old campaign if we couldn't handle the technology. I mean, we're all over 50, and I don't like spending my time uploading maps and icons and whatever they're called, meeples, avatars, whatever they're called online. That took a lot of time. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate we're up to 17 people watching this sound and video test, and apparently we're passing with flying colors. So all right. There's nothing like being around the table. That's correct. And I think when you're around the table with people, a lot of the differences that are so toxic on social media or in the regular media, whether it be political or lifestyle, whatever it is, they all go away because everybody's in alignment when you're around the table and trying to solve a problem or have fun playing a game. You're on alignment at that point. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares about anything else. You're in the moment, and that's wonderful. So, like playing OSR games face to face, but if I'm playing Pathfinder 2e, I will run on Foundry. Well, there you go. Speaking of virtual tabletops, did everybody see this week that we have Arkenforge is going to be joining us again this year? So that's wonderful. Yeah, exactly, Fuzzy. I mean, I have 50,000 painted miniatures, not pre-painted miniatures. 50,000 painted fantasy miniatures. I'll never give up playing in person with Terrain and Dwarven Forge, and I just won't do it. Got into this at 50 via virtual on Fantasy Grounds. Well, there you go. That's great, Mark. All right. Well, listen, everybody, thank you for helping us out here. I'm glad that the test went well, and this bodes well for future Friday Night Lives. We're starting to post more shorts, especially off of Friday Night Live content. In fact, one went up today. It's Elise Paxson talking about her new game group that's woman focused that she put together, and why she put it together and what she's enjoying about it. And of course, as I think many of you know, Elise is a regular in my games. She's not leaving our games, but she wanted to run games, and two, she wanted more women around her table and have nothing but respect for that. And she explained it pretty well during Friday Night Live. If you haven't seen that, you can watch the full video. You just look for it on our YouTube channel, or you can watch short, which is only about 30 seconds long, but she explains it well. We have a question here from Spaghetti West, I guess. Soon is the answer. We haven't determined the exact date yet, but it will be before Concoction. So you're looking within the next 60 days, possibly within the next 30 days. We're going to open up events, and as people know, we open up everything early for Page. Registration starts early. event submissions start early, vendor sales start early, and not everybody agrees with the way we do things, but it seems to be working just fine for us and for the growth of the convention. So we will continue to do that. All right. Any other questions before I creep back into the night and get the game room shut down, which is also in a separate building, and get the office shut down and go inside and take a shower and try to spend a little time with Jen on the couch watching movies? Tim, I'd like that. I'd like that, and I'd also like to introduce her to Elise, which would be wonderful. Anybody else out there? All right. If there are no other questions, we're going to duck out at our near high water mark for watchers tonight. But thank you all for helping me determine that we have alleviated our streaming issue that we've had. We are, really pumped about it. Mark likes the idea of a journal for Paige. We're going to put that together. That's happening. Yeah, that's happening. I think that's right the way to do it. Mark, I'm shooting for both. I'm shooting for lines. I'm shooting for almost like the old character record folder individual adventure sheets. And I actually have something that I put together for my players, and it's got several areas. You write down treasure you find, monsters defeated. There's a spot for drawing maps. There's a spot for notes, other notes, just random notes, character thoughts, all that good stuff. So it really works out well. Hey, thanks, Chris. Thanks, Meg. I appreciate it. Hey, Chris, I may call you when I'm sitting at the airport tomorrow. So I know it's before you normally wake up. It'll be around noon, but I'm going to call you. I want to follow up on a previous conversation we've had. I'm not going to reveal what that is, but I want to follow up with that individual that we chatted with about Paige. That I want to do. But thanks everybody for joining us and giving me the feedback on this stream. And this is what makes me happy, to be able to be involved in my hobby and chat with other enthusiasts and see other enthusiasts at the convention. And sometimes it's a little tough. Like Paige was tough this year. There was a lot of stress going into it. But seeing how happy everybody is at the convention, seeing the smiling faces, getting the handshakes and the hugs and the kisses from people that are just so happy to be there and enjoying themselves, that really buoys me through the entire process. And I appreciate everybody who always comes out and supports what we do and contributes what they contribute. And Troy Allman, who's in the audience, he's another great guy. Just can't do enough for Paige. Really appreciate it. All right, we're going to oh, look, there's my good friend Ed. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you very much. He's Fosco Lockwright. Talked to a lot of people about how great Paige was. at GaryCon. I heard that there was a lot of page buzz there, and that at least one, if not two, major manufacturer approached Phil out there about wanting to come to Page, major publishers. And, excited about both of them. One is one I'm really excited about. Ed, I think you'll be excited about it too, because they make the game that you and I play together. And I was happy to hear that. And I'm looking forward to that. So, all right, everybody, I am going to cut out. I'm going to go into my house because I've been out of the house, but haven't left the yard since 7 o'clock this morning, just digging and, getting this stuff all ready. So good night, everybody. And thank you very much.